How's it hanging, YouTube? So I just wanted to get into a video really quickly about my initial reaction to Steven Crowder's conversation slash video slash content that he has recently made, where he was discussing with people who opposed his viewpoints the fact that there are only two genders, and he was allowing them an open forum to attempt to change his mind. And I will not spoil the results because the man Crowder, he does deserve as many views as he can get, and as many as you're willing to give him, as he is one of, if not my favorite content creator on this platform we call YouTube. And I would encourage you as well to join his mug club, because it's the mug club. You need a mug. You drink coffee. You know it. So here's what I want to do. The first guy I don't really feel like discussing too much, because he was a very respectful young man, and though the conversation didn't really get anywhere, I did like the fact that he would acknowledge Steven Crowder's identity as a bobcat. That was interesting, because I mean, me myself, I do identify as a hippopotamus, and us hippopotamus, we deserve the right to marriage. We deserve tax breaks. We deserve to be, recognized as humans and freed from the slavery of a jail cell. All my brothers in the zoo, free them. Free my brother hippopotami. So, other than that, and then the second lady, she didn't seem at all. So the second lady, I mean the second person, the only lady that was in there. Something we've never had in a White House, by the way. Thank God for that, because Hillary would have been a mess. She didn't seem like she was open to discuss anything. She just was there to get her own platform, and, just as any other, not any other, that would be a massive generalization, but many other people that would try to converse on a, hot topic would just be trying to get their point out there on a channel as large as Louder with Crowder. So, she wouldn't even shake his hand in the end. So she wouldn't respect him. So I won't show her any respect by discussing her points in this video. Yes, I am being disrespectful. Sue me, bitch. So what I do want to discuss is the final gentleman. He was a very, 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 very respectful man. And the point I want to discuss here is, like all the other people that Crowder was discussing with, this gentleman says that there is a difference between sex and gender, which I am going to put my own point forth, that there really isn't, and that they are synonyms, that the dictionary has always recognized as synonyms, and so has the law. So the law, speaking of which, as Stephen did say, there's many pieces of documentation, that says sex, male, for myself. And then I have other documentation that say gender, male, for myself. And so, my sex is male, and my gender is male, according to the government. I didn't get to determine that. I mean, I would pull my pants down and prove I'm a male, but then this video would get taken down real quick, because that would not be child-friendly. And, neither is the internet, so, I don't understand that. I'll send a dick pic all day if I want. I'm not one of them creepers that'll just send one. But if you need one, I got a nice small one for you. You know what I mean? Alright, well, so the genders. So the interesting part was when they got into a discussion about gender and gender roles. So, the opposition, or there's no real opposition, but I'm just going to call them the opposition, because I don't remember the gentleman's name, as much as I wish I did. And if you do see this, please tell me your name, because I do respect the fact that you were respectful, and that you are actually solid in your points, even though I do not agree with them. So the opposition was discussing courting while discussing gender roles. And he was saying that gender roles determine gender, because you have to know that when you're dating a woman, as a man, you are more than likely going to be the one paying for the date. And I mean paying for, like, the food, the movie, the lobster, not prostitution. You're not paying for the date. She's not going to be an escort. That's not at all what we're speaking about. We're speaking about the lobster, the pasta, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? So, I would argue that the word alone, gender roles, and the fact that you say that your gender role is going to determine your gender based on that argument and courting, wouldn't I have to know my gender before I can perform a role according to that gender? And as many people were saying, gender's on a spectrum and sex is binary, with male, female, and sometimes third gender, non-binary, but that's the outlier, as I already discussed. So it's like an Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail, never-ending loop. In order to have gender roles, you need to have a gender, so you can perform that role. But how are you going to know your gender without knowing what roles you play? In other words, it's all nature. Whatever you're born as determines if you're going to have a, male gender role, female gender role, all your pronouns that you're going to go with, and, because otherwise, where do you start? That snake's eating its own tail. Where are you going to start? You start at the tail, you're getting eaten. You start at the head, you're eating yourself. So, and eventually you're going to swallow your own argument whole until, there's nothing left, and you're not going to be able to eat your own head. How's that going to work? You're just going to be in a little knot ball. Gender, you need to determine gender roles. That's as plain and clear-cut as it can get. Otherwise, what role are you playing? You're just playing a role, not a gender role. It's a role, and then you just added gender to it to define that, to try and define a term that doesn't really matter. Because you're just playing a role, and if you get to determine, oh no, I'm female today, and you're the one paying for the dinner, then suddenly that you're a female, playing the male gender role. That doesn't work like that. No. That means it's just a role. You can't add gender to it unless you know your gender. In which case, I can say sex role, and I'm not talking about role playing. Now, that's fun from time to time. As long as you don't develop any gender dysphoria. It's a horrible disease. Not disease, but disorder with your mind. So, where was I going with this? Sorry, like I said, I'm just coming off the top of my head here. It's not really established. But, it's, so, if I say sex role, wouldn't that be the same if my sex is male? I'm playing a sex role. The male role of paying for dinner. If I say gender role, I'm playing the male role. I'm paying for dinner. If I say role, I'm playing a role. I'm paying for dinner. In that case now, I could just be playing the role of a customer of that restaurant. So, if I'm going to speak in terms of a gender role, there has to be male and female. There has to be this person plays this role. And the role is just the add-on to the gender. So gender equals sex. We need to have definitions of what that sex is, how many sexes there are, which I say 2, male, female, penis, vagina, and that's that. It's been that way since, the dawn of man. all these new school, feminist, leftist waves that just keep trying to sweep the nation are just nonsense. So, all I need to say now is, thank you for watching. And remember, before you go out there trying to determine your gender because you're buying dinner, so you're a male now suddenly, even though you have a vag, just remember, you're not a man, you're a customer of that restaurant. And this is no longer a date. This is two friends hanging out with possible benefits. But if you're a male and you're buying dinner, remember, this is a date, even if you're paying for your best male friend. You gay wads. You're so gay. But it's okay, it's legal now. Peace out. Cub Scout.